Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Dude, I'm so pumped. Even just from our last 15 minutes, I'm pumped.
Yeah, boy.
My man is doing big things and I'm excited about it.
I'm trying.
JoJo Mason's in the house.
How y'all doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing well,
I guess when
man.
I say y'all, I'm not sure what to do. It's like my first interview, so I don't do my hands. And
That's no interview. It's a beer interview, I guess.
I like it.
Just a beer meetup.
I like it. I might need to have another one too.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
We got a few more in the fridge. Okay, I do want to ask you about Jax.
Hit me, man.
So JoJo and I, not that we know each other that well, but you worked mostly with my brother at Jax Pub in Surrey.
That's right.
What the hell happened, man?
Shit went in flames, man. That shit went up.
So let me tell you what I know, and then you fill in the missing pieces.
Let's do that. Okay.
So all I really know is,
Don't lie to me.
I think it was April 11th.
Okay.
It was a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, my older brother runs the liquor store next door to this pub now. This is a pub that my dad used to own he's not on anymore. Apparently there was some sort of explosion at like 3 a.m. There was, quote unquote, I've heard a witness who saw a man running off in flames from the explosion. Again, this is all speculation, things that I've heard. So you correct me if you've heard other things.
You're nailing it right now.
So explosion, pub goes up in flames. Google pictures of it, Jack's Pub in Surrey, because it is a mess.
It's insane.
It doesn't have a roof. It's gone.
It's literally a shell.
An hour later, a suspicious man checks himself into the hospital with severe burn wounds and now is in critical condition.
The only person in the Lower Mainland to check himself in for severe burns. And now, okay, let's talk about this for a minute, because it's not funny, but I mean, it's a little bit. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny because when you almost feel bad for people like that, I guess. I mean, okay, so here's what I heard. It was
I feel bad when people are in such dire situations that they have to resort to this type of thing, right?
Well, that's it, man. And if you get to that point where you're so desperate, like what went wrong? Where did you go wrong in your world, and what can't you fix? I don't know, man. I've been brought up to believe that no matter what problem or whatever you're going through, there's always a way back. You know, there's always a way to fix your wrong, to right your wrong. There's always a way. Now,
it takes humility though, and a lot of people don't have that.
Most people don't have that.
Yeah.
Most people don't. To be able to admit that you're wrong, or to be able to admit that you weren't the best version of whatever it was you were trying to do at the time, is hard. It's hard for, like, myself included. God, I'm bad at it. Obviously work in progress, but and that's the sad thing, man. I've talked to a couple of people that used to work there as well, and it's not that we saw it coming, but kind of, like, I kind of called it. I didn't think it was going to be this crazy, because if you're going to burn down your building to get some sort of insurance claim, again, just speculation. I don't know anything, but if that's the motive, if that's the case, you do it right.
See, that was my first thought, is that again, I don't know exactly if this is arson or not.
Yeah.
I'm making some assumptions based on the information that I've heard. But if that is the choice that you go, so I'm assuming there was some sort of list made. This is how my logical mind would work. Some sort of list. How do I get myself out of this situation? At the very bottom of the list would be criminal activity for me. But
would it be though? Let me ask you. If somebody had come to you and said, "Listen, man, your shit is going
you're right.
down.
You're right.
Now."
I'm not putting myself in that situation. I'm thinking in my current situation,
right,
as I live right now,
right,
would I resort to criminal activity? Could I see myself doing that? Absolutely not. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. In that situation, haven't thought about it, nor do I want to put myself in that situation. But I would assume if that's my decision to go with explosives.
Come on, man.
First of all, I probably wouldn't be the one inside the building at the time of ignition.
No, that's what I was trying to get at.
But there has to be a more detailed idea. Like, you got to watch movies like Ocean's 11 where there's a big plan. It takes 6-9 months to plan these types of crazy heists of casinos and stuff like that, right?
And I think that's why it went down the way that it did, was because
it was just like a switch.
There was no. I don't think there really was a plan. I think, and again, if all on speculation, but the relationship that I've created with said victim, or what's the other word for victim when you actually did it?
Accused? I don't know. Suspect?
The suspect. Thank you. Goddamn, sorry. Suspect and victim. I forgot. Shit, I lost it, man. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I just feel like
we're trying to find
guy,
some sort of reason.
Well, knowing what I know of the guy who's right now, I'm back.
Accused. There you go.
Accused. Knowing what I know of the accused, he was in a rough spot mentally from the get-go. I think he was overwhelmed. He was still working his other job as well, while still ending up late nights at the pub. And so he doing that for a certain amount of time. I know you know it can take a toll on you, to the point of arson. No. However, he had so many personal issues that were going on, and I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy. But like I get it. Obviously, I don't condone it, and I would never ever put myself in that position, just like yourself. But to become, he was a desperate man, I think, and he had been for a long time. I think he probably just reached his breaking point. And again, like if you were gonna sit down and you're in this position, somebody like yourself, somebody like myself, I'm assuming Carl ain't crazy. It would just be, you would make a list. Okay, so this is the problem that I'm in. This A, B, C, D, E, F, G is how I get out of the problem. For us, nowhere on it says blow the place up. But if somebody's in his ear being like, dude, insurance claim, if there's a mysterious fire that happens, I would have hired somebody to do it. If I were to do it, again, I would never, because I got too much going on in my life. I've never, ever been that desperate, nor will I ever put myself in a position where I will ever be that desperate. But, some people do irrational things when they are desperate, right? You see it all the time.
I think that's a pretty important thing to even just point out, is that you never know what someone else is going through behind closed doors.
That's it, man.
Personal life, financially, whatever it may be. It's easy for us to look at it from the events that actually occurred and poke fun at it, because
you're living good, man. I'm living good.
Exactly.
Carl's got a sweet beard, so he's living good,
right?
So
most guests comment on Carl's beard. It's that good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. It's not too fluffy. It's not too tight.
You know who it reminds me of?
Talk to me. Don't ruin it for me.
Country singer
Luke Combs.
Yes.
Oh wow. What's the name?
Luke Combs. Okay, hold on. Before you Google Luke Combs, you are the complete opposite of what Luke Combs looks like, minus the beard.
Just the beard. Yeah. His is kind of like, it sticks out. It's like, it's full.
It's full. Also, you look nothing like Luke Combs. So if you're going for that reference, he's actually going to look it up.
Are you looking him up?
Just the beard, eh?
Just the beard.
He's in my top 5 country singers right now.
He's the best.
He's so good. I saw him at Commodore last April.
Yeah, man. I didn't go to the show.
One of, if not the best concerts I've been to, and I've been to a lot. Guess what I'm doing next week?
Talk to me, man.
Stagecoach.
You're not.
Yep. I'm leaving on Friday. And Luke Combs I think he's Friday.
Oh, man.
So he might be Saturday night.
Who cares? You're going the whole weekend, aren't you?
Yes, sir. 2 of my favorite guys right now are there. So I had to go.
Luke Combs and
Kane Brown.
I like Kane Brown too.
Love Kane Brown.
Awesome.
So good.
I also have a lot of love for Kane Brown too.
Do you know him?
I don't know him.
Okay.
Never met him. Always wanted to meet him. because he's another brother doing what I'm trying to do, you know? And that's not a subject that has ever really, I mean, it's been brought up a couple of times, and I've been asked about it. How do you feel being a black man in country music? And I say, well, only half of me is upset because my mom's white. So I redirect so I don't have to engage in that conversation. If you'd like to have that conversation, absolutely have that conversation. But I love what Kane Brown's doing. He doesn't even let it phase him. He takes stuff like that. Have you ever heard of a girl named Mickey Guyton?
No.
Check her out too. She's a black lady, who's singing as well, and she's making names for herself. She's doing great things. She had a hit on the radio last year before, I can't remember. But she's doing her thing. But there's another example of a colored person that is not even remotely letting what their appearance is affect how they impact, the industry that they're in. What I love about Kane Brown is that the music is really good.
So good.
The music is fire, man. Every song this guy touches is just awesome. So you combine the really good music with, apparently he's a really nice dude too, with his personality, and you make magic. And that's what it is. It just so happens to be that his good music and his sound is working right now. And it works for him. And I love that it works for him.
I was tiptoeing around the idea of asking you, and it was more from a purpose, or from a concept of like, country music is not very diverse.
No, it's not.
A lot of white people
predominantly, yeah,
that grew up in the South,
right,
that sing about trucks and beer, which I really like.
I like those things too.
But there's a lot of wicked singers. But what I guess, was there kind of was there any border to get through, or is it just like whatever? Is an accepting industry? I don't know. Because like
it very much so is. But
did Rucker crack the barrier?
It wasn't Darius Rucker. It wasn't,
because he's fairly new too, right? Because he wasn't country when he started music.
He was Hootie.
It's Hootie, yeah.
He was Hootie and the Blowfish. Who was really the only black man that pushed back, especially back in the day, was Charlie Pride.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know much about Charlie Pride. Don't know his entire story, but I know that, even with the success that he had, he still wasn't accepted as one of them, accepted in the group. He still put out smash after smash, and people came to watch, but that was back in the segregation days when, black people over here, white people over here.
Yeah.
Section over here for the brothers and the sisters over here, and everybody else over here. So Charlie Pride was really the guy, the pioneer, to say that, like, yeah, I just like music. I like good music, and this is what I'm putting out. Just because it's country music doesn't mean I can't do it. And then Darius came out with a song that he took from Old Crow Medicine Show. Do you know about that? Old Crow wrote that song and everything. So
no,
Wagon
which
Wheel.
song?
Wagon Wheel.
Really?
Old Crow Medicine Show wrote that.
I was obsessed with Darius Rucker for like 2 years.
You know, he wrote that song with Old Crow Medicine Show wrote that with Bob Dylan, I think.
Really?
I think Bob Dylan wrote the chorus and the first verse or something like that. And Old Crow Medicine Show wrote the rest and released it. Darius heard it, covered it, and it exploded. So he went from Hootie and the Blowfish to Darius Rucker, like the Darius Rucker, like just like that with that song. Once it hit, man, and it hit hard. I up until this year, I had that song in every show that I did.
You sang it?
I sang it. I love that song, man.
It's a good song.
The only reason why I took it out was because I've used it for 3 years in a row. I got to switch it up. So we had to switch it up. But Darius was really, really influential for me, not because he's black, just because his music was good.
Totally.
And that was for me. That was the biggest thing that I when I got into this industry, that's what I wanted to do. If the music is good, people will listen. If it's not good, I am the farthest thing from somebody that's going to bust out the race card. It's because I'm black. No, it's not. It's because the music sucks compared to this guy over here. That's it. If I'm not good enough, don't play my stuff. Simple. If you don't like it, don't play it. Don't listen to it. Fine.
Is Future your newest song?
Future's my newest one.
Really good song.
It's not bad, right? It's a good jam.
1.5 million views on Spotify. Listens on Spotify.
Hey, 1.5 now?
1.4.
1.4. I'll take 5, man. Let's just leave it at 5. Because maybe tomorrow it might be 5. Who knows?
Rounding up.
That's cool, man.
Isn't it fucking crazy to think about those numbers? It's a lot of listens.
You know what's crazy, dude? Let me show you this. So this was one of the coolest things that I've ever experienced in my life being in this industry is being able to, when I first released Future, Spotify does this thing with the artist. They give you real-time updates.
Cool. Okay.
Every, if somebody listens to it, ding, pop up.
Every listen?
For the first like week, just to see how it does it for the first 2 weeks. So every 2 minutes I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, no, we got 1,000 now. Okay, yeah, 1,001, 1,002. Like it was crazy. But check this out. You can keep stats on your song. So check this out. So right now, because Future has kind of done its thing, this is all-time streams for Future. Last 24 hours, 7 days, and consistently for months, man. For months, it was streaming like 10,000 times a day, and I'm sitting there like, who?
How long's it been out?
It's been out since October 7th, man.
Is it that long? I didn't know it was that long. Okay.
JRFM has been supportive from the get-go. They've been so good, and they just recently added it a couple of months ago. So they've just been blasting the hell out of it, and it's been so rad. It's been so cool to see. Actually, funny enough, today, I was driving to my voice coach's house. I every Tuesday I go to see my voice coach, my vocal coach, and I was on the way, and all of a sudden, Future comes on. I took my headphones out, I put them down, I turned the radio up, man, and I sat there and I'm just thinking like, this is sweet. Like this is probably still, man. It's been a couple of years, and they've been again. JR has been unbelievably supportive throughout since the beginning. And every now and then it'll come on, something will come on the radio, and I'll sit there and I'll just be like, who would have thunk, man? Like 10 years ago, there's no fucking way. I thought I'd be sitting here and listening to myself on the radio. Like, I don't know, man. It's for me, I still get those really cool moments. So let's touch back on the obstacles. Has it ever been an issue? Has anybody? No. Right now I don't think so. Because people are so sensitive right now with the way the world is. Everybody's so damn sensitive. Nobody likes to bring it up. Nobody likes to talk about it. Which is okay with me.
Yeah.
For me, I'm an open book. I'm only upset half the time. Again, because my mama's white. I'm only half black, man. So for me, it's I've been through it. It still upsets me when somebody, out of anger calls me the N-word. I hate it. Doesn't make me feel good, but I've been through it. I've been called anything you could think of that has any sort of racial connotation to it. Or did I say that right? Connotation to it?
Yeah.
You can anything you can think of. I've been called it. Negatively, positively, doesn't matter. With the A, with the ER, it doesn't matter. So my philosophy on the whole thing is, if I don't say it, don't say it around me, kind of thing. And with the way the world is today, ain't nobody gonna take that risk. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be a racist, or nobody wants to be a different. So we can't. Nobody wants to be that guy. Nobody will be that guy. Not now. Not how things are now.
Mm-hmm. I
haven't really experienced much.
I didn't know what I was looking for in bringing that up. It was more just to hear your experience and see if
I love it,
are
man.
there states that you don't want to go to because they're still crazy?
Listen, America,
because coming from Canada, in my experience, which is pretty limited, Vancouver is a super
it's diverse
or city. I don't give a shit if you're Asian or black or purple. Like you said, if you are a good singer and you have good music, I like it, right?
The philosophy is the philosophy should be for everybody. if the product is good, it should be listened to. If the product is good, you're going to buy it. Simple, right? If the product is good, you're going to buy it. It may not be good in comparison to this guy, or it may be good, but you got to remember who you're competing against.
Yeah.
So if you can't compete at the highest level, then you don't deserve to be there, regardless of your nationality, regardless of your creed, regardless of your religion, regardless of whatever you believe. If the music is good, it should be listened to. It should be, and that's how I feel anyways. And when we're picking singles too, that's what it should be. Best song needs to win. Simple. Should be simple, right?
Can you tell us what the next single's called?
It's called Nope. I'm not gonna tell you nothing, man.
When is it? Next month?
Next month. So we set a date. I don't know when this is gonna come out, but we set a date on it. Penciled in May 21.
Sick. Okay.
May 21. Before we leave, I'll give you a little sneak peek if you like, man. But
100%.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy, man. May 21 is when the next one comes out, and I'm really excited about it because the minute I heard Future, I fell in love with the song. I didn't write it. A friend of mine wrote it. But he, and again, I was talking to you about him. He's one of the most talented human beings on the planet. The guy's about to explode. And it was just one of those songs that really got me. So I was shown this song, and I basically begged. I was like, "Can you send this to me? Can you send this to me? I won't show anybody. I swear. Can you just send it to me?" So they sent me the song, and actually, I guess we're on a pocket to tell you whatever I want to, can I?
Why not?
So I went on tour last January with Megan Patrick and James Barker Band, and two of my favorite humans plus the band is like fire. All of them are the coolest human beings on the planet. Me and Megan were sharing a band, but me and her became very, very close. So the guy that she's dating now, his name is Mitchell Tenpenny. Have you ever heard of Mitchell Tenpenny? Dog, you need to write this
Dude,
down.
that sounds so familiar. His
Have you
last
ever
name
heard
sounds so familiar.
Drunk Me? That's the one. I knew. Of course. So this song, it exploded. Anyways, Mitchell sent Megan this song while we were on the road.
It's on my country jams. I got a country jams playlist on Spotify right now. Drunk Me's on there.
It should be. It should be right up at the top, man. His next one is called Alcohol You Later. Fire.
That's on JR now, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
I've heard it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Mitchell. So Mitchell and Megan are like just starting to date at this time, just trying to see each other. And so Mitchell sends Megan this song. Says, I wrote this song. I want you to check it out, see what you think. And Megan's like, Jojo, you gotta come check this out. So we go into the lounge area on the bus, and she shows me the song. I'm like, now, give it to me. Send it to me immediately. I need to listen to that right now. Wow, smash hit. I'll never show you the demo because Mitchell's like here, and his version of it is dope. So nobody will ever hear it. Which is good news.
I'm DMing him tonight.
You go ahead, man. I'm gonna message him right now. Say, this guy, don't worry about him.
He's a joker. He's been harassing me too. Yeah.
He forced me against my will to come on this podcast, and no. So I heard the song. Beg Megs, please send it to me. She said, okay. Sent it to me for months, dude, on repeat. I fell in love with the song. The words of it, the way it was sung, how it was sung, the flow of the lyrics, how it goes. Oh my God, the music behind it too, fire. So I get home from the tour. It's been about a couple of months now, and I call up Megan and I say, Meg, I got a serious question for you. This is real. Keep it on DL, but I want to ask you, what do you think the chances are Mitchell would let me cut this song? He's like, oh, just 1 second, let me ask him. And so she asked him, he called me, the next day and was like, dude, talked to my team and figured it all out. I would love for you to cut this song. And so are you sure? Really? Like, hell yeah, man. And honestly, Mitchell's the coolest dude. He was like, hell yeah, man. I got you, no problem.
What does cut mean? Does that mean give it to you to sing?
That's right.
Is he allowed to also sing it or no anymore?
I'm sure if he wanted to, he could. But if he's willing to give it to another artist,
He's not.
he's not going to cut it. He's not going to do anything with it. That's the thing about Nashville too, is like, you know how many songs get written every day? Thousands of songs get written every day. And this many of them make it to the scene, which is sad, but you can get one cut by one of those guys. Come on, you're set, right? So Mitchell said it was cool if I have this song, and I got off the phone. And I had like the biggest smile on my face. I called my lady. I said, "Babe, guess who I just got off the phone with?" Mitchell. He said it was cool if I had a song. She's like, "I love that song too." Great. So I was excited about it. Chanel was excited about it, and Mitchell was stoked that I was cutting the song. And Megan, she heard the first cut, the rough demo that we did, and she was like, "Dude, come on, man, that's so rad." So we were able to release the song as we did it, and I got the new guy that I'm working with named Scott Cook. He used to play in the band with Dallas, with Flav and Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, man. He was a bass player, but he does mostly production now and artist management, and but he still does a lot of production stuff. So he was killing it for me. So he produced the whole record that's going to come out this year, and God, the guy's a beauty. That's a massive beauty. So we did it, and he was excited, and he got some more. He reached out to Mitchell's guy who works at Sony ATV down in Nashville, which is a publishing company. He gets a lot of his songs for some artists up here from down there. Just really, really cool, man.
Okay, I feel like there's so many things we can go off on.
Yes, there is.
I want to hear a really quick intro of just like how you got into country music.
Very, very quick. I've gotten good at this. Okay. I was a bartender.
I bet a lot of people don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I've been listening to you since It's All Good came out.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? 3 years ago?
3 years.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
16? Yeah.
Quick version. Okay. And go. I'm looking at the clock too right now. And go. So quick version is Christmas party that I was invited to by a friend of mine. She invited me to this party that her and her husband have every year. And walked in, wasn't going to go. First of all, I was giving up a Friday night on busy Christmas time, right? Going to do that, $500 a night. Glad I did. So I walked into this Christmas party, put my bag on the table, take the booze that I bought at the liquor store, Tim's liquor store, put the booze that I bought out of Tim's kind of still standing liquors. I'll take one of those too, brother. Thank you, my man.
No worries.
But I bought some moonshine. They sold the old smoky Tennessee moonshine at the liquor store. So I bought it, and I brought it over to the house, put it in a bag on the table, took liquor out of the bag, and started pouring shots. It came with a little lid with a little nozzle on it. You could pour shots. It was incredible. So I'm pouring all these shots. Everybody's having a good time. Through the crowd, some guy comes up to me and says, "Dude, you're kidding me." I said, "Why have I met you, man? Like, who can I help you?" kind of thing. And he was like, "Dude, I got to tell you a story, man. I was writing a song earlier in the day, arguing with my co-writer about a line in the song, sipping moonshine out of a jar. This guy he's not a country boy. He doesn't believe that people actually sip it out of a jar. And here you are with the damn jar. Can we take a picture and send it to this guy?" I said, "Sure, man. Absolutely." So me and him became bros. We became buddies. And closer to the end of the night, he kind of looks at me. He's like, "Man, it's too bad you're not a singer." I guess at the time, his publishing or his label that he was working with, he was an artist developer and a producer. And the label he was working with was looking for a male vocalist or male singer to develop and groom and make into whatever they wanted to. And he's like, "Dude, I've been working with a lot of people who are great singers, just don't have the personality that you have. Man, it's too bad you're not. Can you sing?" I was like, well, shit. I could try. I try real hard. I sing in the shower. I sing in my car." He's like, "Okay." So no. It's like, "Wow, yeah, we'll say yes. Let's say yes." And he's all right. Kind of avoided the rest of the conversation. And by the end of the night, he's like, "All right, man, I'll tell you what. here's my card. You got the balls to call me at the tomorrow, the next day, the day after. If you got the balls to call me, I'll give you 1 hour of my time. I said, okay, cool. Finished the jar of moonshine. A couple of beers later,
Of course.
went home, woke up, fully clothed, going through my stuff. Woke up on the couch, pulled out this card out of my pocket. This guy, this card. So I texted him. I said, "Hey man, it's JoJo with the moonshine. Any chance you're still looking for a male artist to develop, and maybe we could try it out?" He said, "Sure." Sent me.
Hold on. You explained yourself as JoJo with the moonshine.
Yeah. Brother, it's in a text message evidence.
That is a great album cover name.
JoJo with the moon. JoJo with the moonshine.
With the moonshine.
It's too markety. It's too markety. Maybe I'll hit up old Smokey, see what we can do together, But it was so wild, man. So I messaged him. He's like, "All right, here's this. Here's a website. I want you to go to this website. Pick any. It's a karaoke website. Pick any track you want." I had to pay. I still haven't made that $1.29 back that I had to pay for the demo track. Okay. So I paid $1.29 for Chicken Fried. He said, pick any song, any genre you want. I picked Chicken Fried by Zach Brown Band. So I uploaded it to the floppy drive disk, whatever it is. And I came over to his house. He plugged it into his computer, put me in the booth, and we had, fast forward 2 years later, we got 4 top 10s and a top 20. And we were crushing it together. That's how I got into it, man. That's just, Carl asked me the same thing. I said, I got lucky.
Were you into country music at the time?
I loved music.
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up listening to Paul Brandt. He was one of my absolute favorites. I actually had a chance to meet him recently, which is pretty cool. Last couple of years, which is really cool. Small Town Big Dreams was my jam. Brad Paisley, one of my absolute favorite country artists for one very good reason. And if you like, I will share that reason with you.
100%.
Because he can do anything from alcohol to Whiskey Lullaby and still be taken seriously. I don't know if you've ever heard Alcohol by Brad Paisley, but it's a party song. It's just about drinking and how beer doesn't allow white people to dance very good. I only have half that part. Is that joke is getting old? All right, so so yeah, man, it was crazy. I've always loved music. I've always loved country music. I've always loved rap music. I've always loved R&B music. I grew up listening to R. Kelly, and which sucks now. Damn you, R. Kelly. But I grew up listening to R. Kelly. I grew up listening to Boyz II Men. I grew up listening to Shania Twain. I grew up listening to Alanis Morissette. I grew up listening to absolutely anything and everybody in between, man. And that's what I've always done. I've just loved music. I've been a fan. So to have an opportunity to be in music, let alone be in country music, come on. Why not? Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so all about, like, what you see and what you hear about the folks in country music, the artists, the teams, it's all real. Everybody loves everybody, man. And everybody supports everybody. And when I was my first trip down to Nashville in 2005, this is before we even released any music. Before we even released It's All Good. Went down and I saw a writer's round, which was some of these writers that have written songs for major artists get together, sit on a stage, and sing the songs that they've written that you would recognize. They sing them to you as a writer. And very acoustic. It's super, super rad, super cool. But one of the things he said was, his name's JT. One of the things JT said was, as competitive as this business is, and as much as we want ourselves to succeed, we are always in it for each other as well. And we love and want each other to succeed. Nobody's bitter or upset about anybody else's success. We all are in it together. He said, I'm having great success right now. This guy's having great success. Somebody may not be, but we still want the best for them, and we'll do everything we can to help everybody else. And that really got me, man. So that solidified why I wanted to be in country music.
Those, regardless of industry, music, real estate for me, the people that I think have the best reputations long term are the people that understand that fact that there is enough business out there for everyone.
Yeah.
There's enough listeners out there for everyone.
Yeah.
As a country music fan, I'm not only listening to JoJo Mason. I'm not only listening to Chris Stapleton. I'm not only listening to one person. I'm listening to good shit.
Totally.
Regardless of who produces it.
And back to what I was saying to you about the best song wins. Best song needs to win. That's why all the good songs that you love as a fan, myself included, as a fan, that's why we love those songs so much, because the best song wins. If they put out dog shit every week or day, or if this major artist put out a terrible song, people are gonna let them know. People are gonna let them know. And that's what I love about this industry, is that A, best song wins. B, we support each other like crazy. Like crazy. I've made so many friends in this industry so far, man. Especially on the Canadian side too. Like, so I made so many solid relationships, and I'm so proud and so blessed to be part of their lives as much as they're part of my life. You know what I mean? And again, that's what I love about the genre, man. It's interprets what I'm all about too as a person. I don't know.
Okay, so you had that day where you go to his studio, you sing. He obviously thinks you have something.
Yeah.
When was the moment where you're like, shit, I could probably do this for a living? Was it something he said that day, or was it like long later? Was it It's All Good?
You know what, man?
It's All Good's fucking fire.
It's dope, right?
I love that song so much. I'm not trying to be fanboy or just like pump your tires.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's a good.
I do.
It's a good song.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That was one of my favorite projects. That single especially was one of my favorite projects that we did. When was the first moment? You know what? Let me tell you exactly when that moment. I remember when exactly. It was. It didn't happen after. It didn't happen when things started rolling. It didn't happen. It didn't happen within the last 3 years. When it happened for me was the day I did a demo of Something to Wrap My Heart Around. We hadn't released any music. This guy was just song after song. We just want to demo them, see what works, see what doesn't, trial and error. But I was excited, and I was at the point in my life where when I had met this guy, where I was one of the worst versions of myself I've ever been. I was depressed. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror without crying. Like I was in a rough spot. I hated myself. I would continuously just feel disgusted with myself, yet make no change. I didn't feel like I had a way out of what I called my rock bottom. So when I met this guy and I got this opportunity, that's when I knew. I feel like that's really when I knew, not that I could make a living out of it, because, as quickly as this come, it could be taken away from you just like that. You say the wrong thing, you make the wrong impression, you do the wrong thing, gone. Just as easy as just as quickly as it's come. But that's when I knew that I'm supposed to do something. I remember, a couple of days before that Christmas party, before I even met this guy, I was sitting outside, and I used to smoke 2 packs a day, 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And I'm sitting there chain smoking. I'm sitting there by myself, and I'll probably finished a day at Jack's, and 2 a.m. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, there's gotta be more to life than this. Like, there has to be. I'm not going to go to school. There's gotta be something. Please, like, somebody help me. Like, I need help. Somebody, something, send me a sign, send me something, send me, there's gotta be more to this. I'm supposed to do more in my life. I'm supposed to do shit. I'm supposed to do something. Not just, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to work. I want to help people. I want to reach people. There's got to be something. I remember sitting there having this conversation with myself. And literally a couple of days later, I met this guy at the Christmas party. Shit just kind of started happening, falling into place. It's been the most incredible It's been the most incredible 4 years. Been the most incredible 4 years of my life, man. The hardest, no questions asked, mentally, emotionally, like it's a roller coaster and there's a lot of downs, but the amount in comparison to the amount of ups, it's wild. So back to your question, when did I know? I knew right away. Not that I could do this for a living or anything, but that I knew that I was supposed to do something else. And this was it. This is what had come to me. This is what had presented itself to me literally days. And coincidence, maybe, fate, maybe, I don't know. But it was when that conversation I had with myself. It was crazy, man. Crazy. Wild, right?
That's insane.
It's pretty, dude, it's crazy. A lot of people don't believe me when I tell them like, yeah, man, I gotta remember too, like I'm not a singer. I wasn't before this day. My dream was when I wanted to sing in my high school talent show. Never did it. Never did it. Wouldn't do it. Didn't have the stones to do it. I remember my mom always reminds me of this. JoJo, remember that year that, you said this was going to be the year of yes. It's going to be the year of yes. You're going to say yes to everything, any opportunities that come your way. You got your motorcycle license. You said yes to that, which I'm not a fan of. She talks exactly like that too. I guarantee it. But she was like this. She reminds me too. She said that year you said yes to every opportunity that came your way. Instead of saying, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, it's risk factor. Nah, I don't want to do that. It's wasting money. Nah, I don't want to do that. Just say yes to everything. That was probably the coolest year of my life. Want to go do this? Sure. Want to go do this? Sure. Want to try to sing country music? Sure. See what happens. Turns out I'm not the worst. So that's good news, right?
Definitely not the worst. That was
talk to him.
That was emotional, man.
It's good, right?
That's good shit.
Honestly, man.
It's so good to be able to recall those like types of moments. It keeps you grounded, eh?
It really does, man.
Keeps you humble.
Well, I don't really think like I'm not making tons of money. You know what I mean? I'm still working. I'm still hustling every day. I'm trying to, make contacts. I'm still trying to, build my brand. I'm still working, and until you hit it, something could just take off. Until you hit it, boom, then you go. But
I had Flavio on the podcast.
What did he say?
So one of the things I asked him about was what's something that people outside of the industry that are not singers, that are not musicians, don't know about it. And without question, without hesitation, he's like, well, we're not all rich.
Dude. That's the biggest,
right?
Excuse me. That's the biggest thing, man. It's not like I'm balling. You see my Mazda 3 out there.
Well, and it costs a lot. You're traveling all the time.
Right. If you break even for a summer, that's a great summer. Great summer. Up until last year, I've been really smart with the money that I have made. I've got it in a nice little pile over here, savings. I mean, obviously I spend when I want to, because I have done so well and I've saved. But listen, if I'm not playing shows, I'm not making money. If I'm not playing shows, if I'm not working, I'm not making money. I'm not, how am I supposed to pay the bill? You know what I mean? So no, we're not all rich. And the perception is if you're on the radio, you're rich, you're famous. That is wrong. That is wrong. For the first 2 years of my career, all I wanted to do is wear sweatpants and tank tops. I realized that's not marketable. So I had to change things. I was bartending up until last year, a year and a half ago.
Were you?
Yeah, man. But now I'm at the point where I've done well with my money. I've saved enough that I've given myself a little cushion. So, instead of going out last year to spend over here, I've saved it. So now this year, because we're not traveling a ton this year, I'm still able to pay my bills, which is great. Gives me the ability to focus on a lot of things that I need to focus on, that I want to focus on. It allows me to learn the business side of this industry a little bit more as well. Pay more attention to that instead of, hiring a team to just take over.
So I want to ask you about that side, because That's something that I think a lot of listeners have very little knowledge on. And with how crazy technology has come in the last 15 years, it's changed so much, right? 70s, 80s, 90s, it's make a cassette tape, right? Produce an album, make a cassette, sell it in A and B. Is it A and B sound?
A and B sound.
Yeah.
I remember I bought my first Dave Chappelle DVD there. Hey.
And then you're touring. But now it's like Spotify. It's like Musically, which I've never used, but a lot of kids do apparently.
Apparently. I don't know.
And you're touring and you're doing festivals.
Yep.
But like, what is the marketing strategy when you're a new artist trying to create a brand, trying to create a awareness for your music?
I don't really know. Like, I'm here. Well, here's the perfect example is like, there is no strategy.
Not necessarily marketing strategy, but more like, how do you gain exposure? Obviously,
Platforms. Man.
40 years ago, the Beatles did not have Spotify, right?
No, the Beatles hit, and that's when album sales were everything. So the record labels could solely rely on this artist and this, like, say one of the big labels takes whoever the Beatles were with. Around that time, take 2 or 3 other artists that were big, and they would sell millions and millions and millions of records for $8 a pop, $10 a pop, right? So you get the whole album. You gotta listen to the whole album to find that one song that you really like, and that's the game. I grew up buying CDs at HMV and A&B Sound, man.
Same.
That was what I did. So I wanted to support.
Do you remember where your first CD was?
The one that I bought?
Yeah,
I do. I paid with my very own money.
Me too. I think I was grade 5.
I don't. First of all, anybody who watches this, I don't need no judgment. Okay,
Mine is gonna be worse than yours.
I don't believe you. Not for one. Okay, so this is my money, not my mother's money that I begged for her to buy me things with. Saved up my own money, and I bought the No Strings Attached NSYNC CD.
I had that one too, but that was not my first one.
What was your first one?
The Britney Spears.
Hit Me Baby One More Time. I know that one too. Shit. You're right.
I did Paper Route for that.
Paper Route it? I did a Paper Route too, but I didn't spend my money on Britney Spears. You got me beat there, dude.
That cover though,
beat there, dude.
Just the photos in that front cover. It was worth,
I remember.
It was worth the $12, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Worth it. I stole from my friend's sister. No, I didn't. I didn't take it. That's not where I went. Didn't go to my house.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. But the difference now is that there's Spotify streams. There's so many more platforms, and that's the best and worst thing that could have happened to this day and age is social media. You can put a song out there on social media, and somebody hears it, somebody catches it, boom, explodes. The Catch Me Outside girl, the Dr. She went on an episode of Dr. Phil, said, "Catch me outside, huh? What? What's outside by that?" Or something like, I don't know, whatever she fucking said. She said that shit, and then all of a sudden you look at and she's playing shows. All of a sudden she's famous. She's a celebrity. She's going and playing for 20,000, 30,000 people in a what's it? I'm sitting there like, that's not best song wins. That goes against everything I believe in. However, it's that's the power of social media. That's the power of Spotify. That's the power of Apple Music. That's the power of Google Play. That's that generation, or this generation now coming up, wants that instant gratification. They don't want to sit down with an album, listen to the whole thing front to back. They got things to do. Whatever those things may be, I'm not entirely sure. But people want that instant gratification. Mm-hmm. When you listen to the radio, commercial comes on, change to the next station. You're on your phone. Or you're on your phone. Listen to what you want in that playlist. Spotify has gone even so far, and Apple Music has gone even so far to curate playlists just by the things that you search or you listen to, which is incredible.
So cool.
Which is the coolest, most outrageous thing that I've ever seen, let alone now I'm a part of it. And that's so cool for me. I mean, sure, I don't really have anything to compare it to other than my experience buying albums, but you hear stories of these guys, you know, people that have been in the business for a long time of selling millions and millions of records, and they could go to all these parties, they could get helicoptered into whatever, and they could do this, and the labels were making tons of money. Now it's that instant gratification. It's a game of singles. So the way that we did it for my first album, we released It's All Good, then we released Good Kind of Love, then we released Red Dress, then we released we released singles, put them all together, and then put the album out. So the album was like a 2-year or a year and a half or even a year of collective songs that most of them you've already heard. Some of them you've already heard. There's a few that aren't, but some of them have already been heard. So people want that instant gratification, that single. Damn, that's good. I'm the same way. When I hear a song, I play it and I only play it. That song. Maybe 2 or 3. I play that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over and over and over again. Love the hell out of them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. On to the next one.
Yeah.
But by the time you're done listening to them, they have another one out. You know what I mean? So these guys are sitting there. I don't consider myself a super successful artist, really. I'm building and I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm trying to get there. But when I see I have 1 million streams on Spotify for one of my songs, it blows my mind that people have listened to that 1 million times. Can't even count that high without messing it up. You know what I mean? Like, that's really, really cool for me. So for me to experience this as opposed to what could have been back in the day, I don't know, but the world wants instant gratification. And that's such a cool thing to be a part of, man.
With all these platforms,
Yeah.
Spotify, Google Play, YouTube for music videos and stuff like that, do you feel pressure to put out a ton of quantity? So I always like, it's an interesting conversation to have, like quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
Are you focusing for a year on making the best 12 songs, or are you putting out 50 songs in the hopes that one catches that viral
Some people do it
transition?
that way.
Yeah.
Some people do it that way. I don't agree with that strategy.
Even, I don't know if you listen to Gary Vee.
I do. Yeah.
Gary Vee, I can't remember what the girl's name was. There's like a new, I think she was like a hip hop artist, and her strategy was do 60-second clips of songs, release them all on Spotify. So there's like 30 or something. And then whichever ones did the best, she would produce full length songs and make it an album of 12 or whatever.
Now that's not, excuse me, for me, when I hear that, that's not a quality over quantity thing. That's a marketing strategy. That's her saying, what I've done is I'll take 30 of my songs that I've written or covers that I've done or whatever I've done. I'll throw them out there and hopefully one catches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a better chance of casting 7 lines when you're fishing of catching a fish than you do with just one.
Right.
Obviously that's the case. However, I'm in a very, very fortunate spot where, for me, we focus on the project at hand. Nobody wants a 12-song album anymore. A lot of my good friend of mine, he's been putting out full albums, but for his entire career, he's been in the game for 15, 20 years. And he puts out full albums, and I love all of them. So for him, because I know him, because I've been a fan of his, I'll listen, you know? And if I'm putting out a 12-song or 10-song album, yeah. If you're a fan already, chances are you're going to listen. But people want that instant gratification. If they've heard the 10-song album, they don't want to have to wait 2 years for you to put out another 10-song album. Work on another 10 songs. They don't want that. They want to hear 4 or 5 songs right now. And then within the next year, they want to hear another 4 or 5 songs. Or the single game where they play one, wait for 4 months, 5 months, put out another one, put out another one, put out another one, combine them, and then put out the album. So for me, I don't know. So
that's the way it's going. It's just
that's just kind of how it is. People want that again. People want that instant gratification. They want that instant feeling of, damn, I love this song. You know, damn, I love this song. Instead of having to go through the full album, or like I did it on when I was watching Much Music pop-up video. You know, I have to wait a whole day for my one song to come on. You know, my Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden. I needed to watch that video.
I used to time my day around those music video countdowns, right? Top 30 or whatever it was.
Totally, man. That was back in the day. Right now, you can go on YouTube and see any video you want.
Exactly.
Just like that. People need that. They don't want to wait a whole day to hear, to hear the Luke Combs song. They don't want to listen to JR all day, as much as we want them to, because chances are, if you listen to JR all day, you might hear one of my songs too. Waiting for, what's it called? It's not that game anymore. It's now instant. People want it now. People don't want to wait.
So in terms of reputation, do you think, well, you can use your perspective, but do you think musicians are more excited about the opportunity, the potential of having one song go crazy with 5 or 6 bad ones? Or are they more worried about hurting their reputation with producing 5 or 6 bad songs in the hopes of having that one good one? You know what I mean? Because it seems like people
totally
it's just a volume game now. People are just throwing out dozens and dozens of songs every year.
The game is content.
Yeah.
But it's good content that is needed, right? Yeah. I don't ever want to put out a bad song. So if I'm promoting one as a single,
not that you're trying to, but I'm more like, the question more is directed at like, when you're listening back to something that you've produced and you're like, are you throwing it out there just to have stuff out there? Or you're like, nah, this is not that good. Let's work on something different, or let's change it up.
It really depends. What's good?
Totally. And that's different description for everyone.
I've met artists that only want to play their music, and that's totally fine. But if the music isn't in competition with Luke Combs or Luke Bryan or Dallas Smith, or, Blake Shelton, if it's not that good, it's not going to compete. It's not going to be pushed. So for me, no, I don't want songs out there just so they're there. I would rather, I'd rather take my time and put out quality versus quantity. Because again, back to my philosophy, best song needs to win.
Yeah.
Best song deserves to win. Best song needs to win. Whether I think it's the best song or whether the team thinks it's the best song, or whether best song just needs to win. I'm not always right. Clearly. Some people on my team, not always right. People that I've worked with before, not always right. Sometimes you will put out a song, and you got to be prepared for it. When you're putting out a song, you're not just putting out a song. You're putting out, this is who I am. This represents what I am. So you put out a song, and it's a sheer a representation of what you are. So for me, I don't want to put out a song and somebody look at it and be like, wow, that is fucking bad. Like, that is just dog shit. That's the last thing that I want. However, haters gonna hate, man. Yeah. If you don't like my stuff, you don't have to listen. If you don't like her stuff, you don't have to listen. If you don't like his stuff, you don't have to listen. Again, back to the age of instant. You don't have to listen to my stuff on the radio. You can change a channel. You don't have to listen to anybody. It's a messed up game, man. So for me, quality over quantity. I've written songs that I thought were unbelievable. Not that. And then somebody else.
But who's making that decision?
I mean, you got to believe in what you're putting out too. And that's a big thing. If you're not buying into the product you're selling, you're either, and it's still hitting, then you're either a really good salesman or you're going to be exposed eventually. I'm a firm believer of the music that I put out, I love. I would want to listen to that as a consumer. Hopefully anyways, but if I don't like the songs, I'm not going to put it on a record. I'm not going to put it out as a single. Why would, if I don't like it, chances are this guy's not going to like it. You're not going to like it. Carl's got a sweet beard, so he can like whatever he wants. But chances are, like, if I hate a song and I'm just like, okay, fine, let's put it out. It sucks, right? That sucks. You don't want to do that. The debate was up until a couple of weeks ago, for next choice of the single. We were debating between two. And when I say we, as in me and my team at 604, we were debating between two songs. So I have a couple of key people that I bounce songs off. So when we demo the songs, I'll send them to them, and hopefully they don't reject. But they all have different perspectives. I send them to, I'll show obviously my fiance. So I'll show her. She's one person that I get a perspective from. My mother and my father-in-law as well. Because they know nothing about the business. They're not listening for errors in the music. They're not listening for errors, or if I send them a demo, they're not listening for, oh, this is missing background vocals at this part, or this verse should be a little tight. They're not listening for those things. They're just a consumer. They're a fan of music. Then you send it, and then I got a couple of people that are that way. They'll pick it out. Change that word there. That's not a. Don't release that. Don't put that, because it fits with what you're doing, kind of thing, right? So I always have a couple of different opinions. Right now, or not right now, we've decided and we've all agreed and we're all happy with the choice of single coming out, but it's always the debate. What song do you like and why do you like it? However, if you got songs that you're debating between that you don't have a problem with either, or you love both of them, and it's just a matter of, which one do you like more? That's the better position to be in. And that's the position that, again, I'm not going to record a song I haven't fallen for, especially if it's not mine. That means something, right? It's not my song and I haven't written that song, which, believe it or not, happens more than you think. If I haven't written a song, I want to make sure that if I hear it, I love this song. So I'll have a taste of it before I get a chance to put my own spin on it.
You mentioned your team a few times.
Yeah, man.
For someone who does not understand the background work of a musician,
right?
What does a team look like?
It's different for everybody. Some people that I know are self-managed.
Jesus, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yep. It's a lot of work. I've been fortunate enough to be to have a pretty solid squad. So I got a booking agent. Excuse me. I got a booking agent. I have a record label that I'm currently signed to, and a management team that are great as well. So having those pieces of your career fighting and pushing and pulling and clawing tooth and nail for you is very important to have when you're getting shows booked for you. I mean, listen, if I'm a promoter for a show, if I'm putting on a festival, I have this X amount of dollars to spend on artists. I want it to be successful. I want people to come to play the show that know, or that have been in the industry, that have been. So Boots and Hearts, for example, huge festival, one of the biggest ones in Canada, most successful. They hire their acts but a year in advance, maybe even a little bit more more than a year in advance, because they want those shows. So as a promoter, you're looking for, as an artist, you're looking for your team to go to the people that are putting on this festival, and to pound on the door. You say, guys, I want to play Boots and Hearts this year. Please, let's make this happen. Whatever you got to do, try to make it happen. Nobody wants to hear from the artist. Imagine if I called the guy who put on Boots and Hearts and was like, hey man, my name's JoJo. I'd really enjoy it if I got a chance to play on your stage. It'd be super sweet. Okay, JoJo, what do you want to get paid? What do you think is fair? That would have been that would be the conversation that I would have, because I'm a businessman. I'm not about the business. I'm learning, but I'm not about the business. So when that's part of where your team comes into play is you need them to be the ones fighting for you, and fighting for shows, fighting for opportunities, fighting for to get hire producers that are going to put out good music or have access to good music. Team is everything. If one facet of the team struggles, everything struggles. And I've been very, very fortunate so far. Kind of had the team that I started with, and they've been solid.
What about band?
Band's a different story. So band for me, because I don't have a steady because I don't have a steady income of shows, or sorry, I guess influx of shows every year, or know when it's going to be guaranteed. I haven't been able to solidify a solid band. I have certain players I love to use and that I love to play with. But what I'm doing this year, it's pretty cool. Actually, what I'm doing this year is I've hired a friend of mine who plays bass. He also does a lot of production stuff. He actually plays bass for Mother, which is really, really cool. But I've hired him to kind of put a 60-minute set together on one session MP3 file. So when we do need it, we can send it to all the when I do need it to hire musicians, or I have a show coming up, I'll send it to these musicians and say, these are the transitions. This is how the songs are going to be. Learn the songs, and I'll see you on stage, kind of thing. And so the majority of the time, there's no rehearsal. This is the set. Really? This is the set. These are the songs.
You're sending the music.
Learn the songs. Send them the music. I played. I'll tell you, I played. Was it Boots and Hearts? Boots and Hearts. No, I played one of my very first shows in Cavendish. Cavendish PEI. And I met my banjo player on stage. Like somebody had sent him the music. These are the songs. This is the set list. This is what it is. And learn the songs and we'll be there. We'll see you there. These are the dates. Show up. Great. So I remember sitting like stages here and the little backstage areas here. And I'm sitting on a thing like, this is my first show. I'm gonna lose my damn mind.
This is your first show?
This is one of my first festivals. Right? My very first festival. Damn mind. The banjo player and the bass player walk up to me, and I'm in my own little world, right? Like I got my ear plug in, and trying to like, okay, this is a song. This is what I'm gonna say in between the song. This is what I'm gonna do for this show, this part of the set, and okay, and I'm in my own little space trying to get myself pumped up for the show. And these two guys come over to me and they're like, "Hey JoJo, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Hey guys, great." And they're like, "Oh, no, wait, we're on now. You gonna come on the stage with us? We're playing now." I was like, "Jeez, hi, nice to meet you." Like, "Hey man, I'm Jeff. I'm this person, whatever." I met them on the stage, but they had learned the songs and they killed the set. The musicians nowadays are so versatile, man. Are so incredible. And maybe they have been their whole life. I don't know. But I know, so the guy that plays bass for me, he can literally play anything. If I needed him on acoustic guitar, he could pick up an acoustic guitar and learn the whole set front to back. Like these guys are they're fucking incredible, man. How they can do so much. So when it comes to a band, sorry, I like to talk a lot. If you didn't notice, I like to random tangents. For a band, like I like playing with certain people, of course. But I don't have enough work to have them on retainer or something like that, right? I've been lucky enough to have a few people that have been very loyal, and when I need, they're there, which is great. And hopefully will benefit in the long run if things keep going the way we want them to. But it's been crazy. There was one summer, like it was last summer, that I got some last minute shows booked, but everybody else is booked. So I'm like scrounging and fighting and clawing, and I actually met some jazz. I hired 2 jazz musicians to play banjo and acoustic guitar for me for about 3 shows in the summertime. And one guy's from Australia. All he plays is classical guitar. And all this and another guy kills the banjo. Nerdy as hell, but honestly one of the coolest guys. He's got these little glasses and his little sweater vest that he wore on stage for one of the shows. Dude, you look great. You look great. And he came on stage and he slayed, man. So to find a band is not hard. To find very, very good quality people isn't hard in Canada. The musicians here are plentiful, and they're so talented, and they're so good, and they're freaking so cool to hang with too. You know,
I was asking Flav about it actually.
yeah.
And he explained it like this. He's like, think of me as a general contractor. Think of me as a plumber. This is what he said.
Totally.
He's like, I work with Dallas a lot, but I have a good reputation in the industry as a great drummer. And people know people, and they'll call me and say, hey, I need you on May 1st or whatever. Are you free? Be like, yeah, Dallas isn't doing a show that week, so yes.
Here's the songs. Go learn the songs.
Exactly.
That's it. It's
crazy.
It's bizarre, man. It's
because as an outsider,
bizarre.
you just assume that like, oh, this is a band. This is JoJo Mason band.
Totally.
This is Dallas Smith band. Yeah.
You will never, excuse me. Hopefully you will, but right now you will never see me on the stage with, killing me right now. You'll never see me on the stage with the same core group, with the same group of people. There'll always be one or two people that are a little bit different. And I don't mind that at all. I really don't, because one of the things that I love so much about being in this business is being able to perform, being able to get on a stage. I'm good with the crowd. I love being part of it. You know, I love being on, commanding the stage. Something about it, man. And there's no other high like it.
Do you remember where your first show was?
I might have been at Rusty's. Or
Yeah?
Rusty's or Jack's. Yeah, man.
What about first big show? Let's say like
First big show.
not necessarily big, but like a venue that's like 500 plus.
Venue nightclub.
Venue
Nightclub. Actually, before that, when we released It's All Good, I had to convince, we were going to do a release party. Right? We wanted to do a single release party, and we didn't know where to do it or what we were going to do for it. So we did it at the Roxy. And so I had to convince the guy that I was working with. Sorry, I had to convince him to let me play a show there. Cost was going to be, you know, however much the money that we're going to get paid needs to go to the band, and yada, yada, yada. We'll do it for as cheap as possible. But if you can promise me that you're going to go out and you're going to sell tickets to absolutely everybody, you will agree to do it at the Roxy. So, man, I'll tell you, for weeks and weeks and weeks, I'm on the computer, I'm on my phone, I'm begging people. Listen, guys, it's my single release party. Please come, please come, please come, please come. Here's the tickets. I'll give you free extra ticket here. Just make sure y'all come. Please come. You don't have to buy it from me now. Pay at the door, but bring your tickets. Say you're here to see me. Come on, please. Like, for weeks, I drove to North Van. I think I drove even one out to like deep Abbotsford, almost Mission area, just so they would, you know, here's the ticket. Come to the show. I swear it'll be good. I promise it'll be good. I had no idea if it was going to be good or not.
Was that fun? You remember going through that?
It was the best.
It's so crazy when you like are obsessed with what you're doing and you're super excited about it.
It's incredible how
all
much you
that
can
grunt
get done.
work is so fun.
It was so cool. It was so cool, man. I'm telling you, it was one of the most. I can't even find the right word for it. It was amazing. It was such a cool experience. Not because half of them didn't show up, but it was really cool because half of them did show up. Mm-hmm. You know, and the people that I wanted to be there, you know, my friends, my family, and everybody was there to go through that with me. And so what had happened was my first show at the Roxy was also, they had set it up with JRFM. So it would be like, we'll play the show, we'll end with It's All Good. That'll be the last song, play the song. And then he had it so it would the music cut from the house music or whatever he had put it on. Right as soon as I was done, instead of putting on the house music, we go from my set, sitting there. Thank you so much. I'm JoJo Mason. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys for coming. All of a sudden, the radio comes on the big speakers, and I can't remember who it was, but they said if you want a mix of, I think it was like, if you want a mix of Sam Hunt and Darius Rucker, you got this guy. Here's his brand new debut single. It's all good. And then all of a sudden it started playing on the fucking radio while I'm still on stage packing up my stuff. The place went fucking nuts. I started weeping like a little baby. I'm crazy, man. I remember I came down, beelined it straight to my mother, gave her a big old hug, and said, thank you to everybody else. But it was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had. And that was one of those moments that I'll never forget, man. I remember the feeling. I'm going through it again right now. Now we're talking about it, man. One of the most surreal experiences. That was probably my first big show, full band. It's my first full band show. I got pictures of that shit too, man. The bass player I was talking about played my first show with me.
Really?
Yeah, man. We're still playing together, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool.
What's the big show you played?
I played Medicine Hat, believe it or not. Canada Day. That was probably the biggest show I've ever played.
How many people were there?
Probably about 16,000. Yeah, man.
How fun is that, man?
It was incredible. So
is it intimidating, first of all, walking out there? Or at that time you played enough, like a few thousand people shows that you're comfortable? You
know what? If you ask anybody that's with me before a show, you'll say that I've never really gotten used to anything like that. Like I'm a mess. I am a disaster, man. I'm not playing. I'm a freaking mess. I start to panic. I start to sweat. I forget lyrics before I'm even on the stage for songs. I'm going through my stuff. I can't remember things to say. I pace back and forth. Man, I got my shots of whiskey ready to go. Like I'm a fucking mess, man. I'm a mess. So I've never really gotten over it or used to it. But I love that feeling, that little bit of panic before you're about to go on, and then you go on and you rely on preparation, things that you practice. You're going to say in between each song, or a lot of the time it just comes out how it comes out, or I tell you the crowd what I'm feeling. But because I talk a lot, I need to have little points, I need to have little points, or else I'm just going to sit there on stage and talk to you like I'm talking to you right now, But no, you never get used to it. For me, I never get used to it. And if the minute I get rid of that feeling, or the minute I don't have that feeling when I go play a show, is the minute I'm going to quit and go find something else. Because I feel like if I'm that nervous and that terrified to do something, and I still get up there and do it, that feeling is, again, the biggest, a huge high that you can't replicate any other way.
Is it still terrified though, or is it excitement?
It's both. It's terrifying, but I'm confident enough in myself now that I've done it enough times that like, it's more like, instead of, oh shit, it's more like, hell yeah, let's go. We about to get, okay, we're good. Okay, let's go. Like it's a very mixed for me. I love it, man.
How do you settle those nerves down?
Get on stage.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Do you drink before shows?
No.
Zero.
Don't drink, don't eat. I have a shot of whiskey right before I go on.
One shot.
Maybe one. Dependent. Don't tell nobody, Carl.
You have a go-to whiskey?
Jameson's.
Just classic, eh?
Classic.
Yeah.
Keep it easy, or shit. We did JD for a long time. Having shots of JD is not good.
I remember that Luke Combs concert I went to last April.
Guy loves it. The guy loves his whiskey, doesn't he?
Everyone in the band has a red Solo cup.
Yep.
That after every song, they're taking a hit, putting it back on the ground.
Yeah.
Halfway through the show, one of their, I guess, crew guys comes on with a full 60 of JD and just basically fills up all the guys' cups. Amazing.
I've never seen Luke Combs do a show without a red Solo cup in his hand.
Yeah, always.
Or a guitar. Red Solo cup or guitar. Mm-hmm. He's playing the guitar, he's got a Solo cup over here.
Yeah.
And the guy's always gonging. He's always drinking. He's always like from what I hear, he's just the nicest, sweetest teddy bear, but loves his music and takes it very
Ridiculous voice, man.
The
I can't
talent.
get enough of this guy.
The talent.
Yeah.
And you know what I love? Here's the thing. For me, I worry so much about my image. I've always have since I was little, man. I've always worried about my image and what I look like. And am I too fat? Like I'm pushing heavy weight right now. Not at the gym, but like physically pushing like I'm weight that I'm not happy about. I'm working. It's a constant work in progress, of course. But I'm constantly not comfortable with what I've been. And what I see when I hear him is hope for me, for people like myself. Like you're allowed to look a certain way and still be successful. You know, you're allowed to look a certain way and still be successful. Luke Combs isn't a skinny man by any means. But what I love about him is that he lets his voice do the talking. He's so talented when he sings. He opens his mouth and you have no choice but to focus and to listen to what he's saying. And that's one of the things I love about him. And that's, as an artist, that's what you want. You don't want to worry about all the little things. You don't want to worry about... I just love
confidence. Confidence is...
He exudes confidence.
But same as like, even though Chris Stapleton is like subtle, he's a big dude, but when he's singing, so confident, right? He's a pretty soft-spoken dude in interviews and stuff like that.
Totally.
Heard him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he's like, chill.
Yeah, man.
Like not allowed.
You know much about Chris Stapleton?
His like background?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know too much either. I just know that he was a songwriter before, right? All he did was write songs. All he wanted to do was write songs. And you've heard the song Drink a Beer by Luke Bryan. He does the Bee Gees for that, the background vocals for that. If you listen closely, you can hear him in the background. He wrote that song with Luke.
I didn't know that. Okay.
The guy's a massive songwriter. That's all he wanted to do. The people that he was writing for, I guess, like kind of like, dude, you're a fucking star. You have the voice of an angel. You're way better than Fergie and Jesus combined. Like you got to do. You look a little like the part.
Was that a shot at Will Ferrell?
I love Will Ferrell. So no, it was more just like an homage.
At his singing voice, yeah, maybe.
A little bit. Maybe a little bit. But he got kind of pushed into being an artist. And the year that he did, oh my God, he won, I think he released the album. He won Album of the Year. He won Up and Comer of the Year.
Did that win a single of the year?
Probably.
Yeah.
If it didn't, I would be shocked.
That was such a good
smash. But all he wants to do is just sit in his nice little humble abode that's chilling on the farm or in the country and hunt and fish, and that's him. That's what from what I hear anyways, that's all he does is live a very, very simple life. Another thing I love about him is that his wife does musical things with him too. She sings all the Bee Gees for that entire album, his debut album.
I know. I've seen her on stage at award shows and stuff.
Award shows, dude. I went and saw Chris Stapleton live at Rogers. She was there singing all the harmonies, everything. She's incredible. And the two of them together is just power. Cool. Just so dope, man.
Who inspires you?
Right now?
Yeah. You mentioned you like Brad Paisley, history of Brad Paisley.
Yeah. Brad Paisley will always. He's always. That's my guy. He's always. But right now, the guys coming up that really inspire me are guys like Mitchell Tenpenny and who else? Right, Kane Brown too. You know, I don't know if you've heard of a guy named Jimmy Allen. He's another brother coming up.
The name sounds familiar. I don't know. I can't name a song.
Give you my last shot. I think that's his single is called.
Okay.
But that went number one in the States too, and he's another black guy pumping out number ones, and it's just like stuff like that. Again, best song wins, and that song is a smash. It's nice that now, you know, I can kind of relate to him as what he is. He looks like what he looks like, and he brother looks like me, you know. So to have influences like that is great. Thomas Rhett,
amazing,
so good. The best, man.
Yeah,
the most humble, the nicest, the sweetest. And this is just from what I hear, of course. Right? I've never met the guy, but he puts out hit after hit after hit after hit, And I fell in love. Not only the way his music it touches and reaches people, but the way he treats his wife, the way he treats his family, the way he interacts with his fans. The guy's an absolute legend. Same with Kane Brown. Same with I'll always be a fan of Zach Brown, of course, because they kind of helped get my start in country music. But but the guys are hustling right now, and it's such a saturated market with people trying to make it. And so much talent that it's still a very slim chance for any of us trying to get into it. However, it's a dream, and we're going to continue to pursue. I am by seeing the success from all these guys, Mitchell, Dallas, Chad Brownlee too. I
love Chad Brownlee.
That's my guy. He's
a BC guy, right?
That's right.
Abbotsford, Langley,
Kamloops.
Oh, is he Kamloops? Okay.
I think he grew up in Kamloops, lived in Langley. Now he lives on an island somewhere.
That's going to be a wicked concert, hey?
Chad and Dallas.
And Dallas.
And Dean.
In October. And Brody.
And Dean Brody, too.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Those, like, the three heaviest hitters in Canadian country music right now.
Yeah.
Come on,
Carl, you want to come with me?
Yes.
Flav's playing.
Flav is playing.
Is he? For who? Oh, for Dallas Smith, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Do you still go to concerts?
I love concerts. I absolutely love concerts.
Can you name your favorite country concert? Or who's the best live?
In country music?
That you've been to, that you've seen
in
live?
General?
Let's say country.
One of the best, Tim Hicks.
Okay, I haven't seen him.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to. The guy, he's got such a presence on stage. I've been lucky enough too. Some of the festivals that I've managed to play, I'll stay till the end of the day. Like I'll have an earlier slot and I'll stay to the end of the day. So I get to watch. I got to see Blake Shelton on stage, which was super cool. He was making I think it was in Cavendish. He was making jokes about how, if there was a thunderstorm or something that wouldn't let planes go to PEI, so he had to miss it 2 years ago or something like that. And he's like, I know you guys probably wouldn't want me back, but I figured I'd come and do it anyways. You know what I mean? Like he's so good on stage. For me, when I go watch a show, I'm now not just going to watch the song or to watch this guy or to watch,
performance, right?
I'm watching the performance and I'm taking it all in. I'm analyzing everything. I'm analyzing all the moves that they're making on the stage. What's kind of working. One of the coolest shows I saw was Chris Lane and Florida Georgia Line. And
where's that?
At Rogers.
Did Chris Lane open?
Chris Lane opened.
This is like a year and a half ago?
This is about a year and a half ago.
I went to that show.
And
I didn't know Chris Lane opened.
Nobody knew Chris Lane.
I know. I fucking love him now.
Same. And that's this power of a song. You get an opportunity, and Chris Lane jumped on it. He's got the likability factor. Good looking guy. He puts out banger after banger, and it works. So to see Chris Lane come out in what do you call it? A cardigan? What's the thing? The guy came out in a cardigan with some blue jeans and some Timbs on or something like that. I was like, damn, dude, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Killed it, man. Slay. He was playing Backstreet Boys. He was playing ends. Did a whole mashup of songs. Like it was like 25 minutes of just pure fire from Chris Lane.
That's so funny.
Totally.
Because I remember the guy before playing Backstreet Boys, but I did not know it was Chris Lane.
So Chris Lane comes out in his outfit and whatever, and he kills it. And then FGL comes out and
FGL is good live.
Like
they're like seasoned vets, those guys. Right?
Totally.
They know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're doing. And they're good at it. There's a difference between knowing what you're doing and, having some experience and then being really,
and they have some great music too.
Cruise.
Great songs.
There's
so many, man.
Everything.
Even that album, that Dig Your Roots album.
Fire.
Super good.
Really, really good. They put out one song called Simple. SIMPLESMPL, whatever you spell simple. And for me, I'm listening to that song and I'm like, that song is the worst. I hate that song because I'm such a big fan. I know all their songs, all the words. Yeah. I'm like, for the entire song, all you're doing is spelling simple. Here's the turnaround to that is for weeks, all I was spelling was fucking simple.
Yeah.
All I'm singing in my head every time I go to bed. I'm singing the damn song. So I can't hate it that much. You know what I mean? I must love the song. For weeks, I was singing that damn song. So these guys put out, I don't know, these guys put out fires. I don't know, influences, man, they're dope. FGL, Chris Lane, best show I've ever seen, I think, country-wise.
Chris Lane
and
FGL.
I gotta have FGL. If it was just Chris Lane, maybe not so much.
Have you seen Eric Church live?
Never seen the Chief.
Seen him twice.
Heard he was so good.
So good.
I heard he
So
sounds.
he came to Rogers.
Damn.
I can't remember. This was maybe 2.5 years ago.
Mm,
He was at Rogers. Show starts at 8:00.
yeah.
0 openers. Comes on at 8. Plays till 12:30.
Shut up.
I'm not joking.
4 hours?
Longer than 4 hours.
I'm tired after 90 minutes, man.
I know. At like 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, he he just has so much good music that he can just keep going. Right?
Totally.
11 o'clock, he's like, he finishes a song, people are clapping, quiets down. He's like, usually in between songs, he would just like engage with the crowd, talk to people. There's like this awkward pause, and he's like, "You guys want me to keep going?" And people obviously start cheering. And then he plays for another hour and a half. Insane. And then he was at Sunfest last year, which I saw.
I heard he
again.
was so sick.
So good,
I heard he
man.
was so good. That's the Chief though, right? And he didn't always have it that good. You know, apparently his struggle was that because he was different, so different in country music, he was getting shit on all left, right, and center. Nobody gave him a shot.
Really?
Finally, somebody took a chance on him, and one song hit, and then the next song hit, and then the next song hit again. And it was like, that's where he got this badass image. He wears the glasses and the leather jacket. And
Does he always wear the glasses?
I hope so.
I know.
I feel like if I meet him, I wouldn't want him any other way.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the Eric Church I've fallen in love with. I've learned to know. Grew to know. You know, so I hope not, but it's cool, man. It's cool. It's so. I would love to see the Chief. I want to call him the King.
What are you up to this year?
What am I up to?
2019. What does 2019 look for JoJo Mason and the squad?
JoJo Mason and the squad. What does it look like? It looks good. It looks good, man. Any day I get to
Shows? You're not doing festivals this year.
I'm doing
festivals
I'm doing a few.
Yeah.
I'm doing a few festivals this year. Not any of the major ones. We're gonna hit the secondary markets and try to build the fan base. Continue to build the fan base from the smaller markets as opposed to the bigger ones. And then next year, hopefully, we can get on some of the bigger ones. But for me, man, I just want to keep putting out good music. I just want to keep putting out music that I love, music that I've fallen for, and hopefully everybody else does too. That's all I want. I just want to work. I want to play. I want to play songs. I want to play shows. I want to put out music. It's my thing, man.
Have you released your? That's why you're not saying anything, you bastard.
Not yet.
That's why.
Not yet. Boy, not yet.
Trying to get some dates. I want to
Listen,
know where
man.
you're playing.
I told you.
You're gonna play in BC though.
Yeah. You know what? I will tell you. I am playing.
Like Greater Vancouver.
Do you know where the Red Truck? The Red Truck series.
The outdoor festival.
I'm playing the outdoor festival this year.
Unreal.
Yeah, man.
That's a good time, man.
Hometown show, which will be dope.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I've never been. I've heard good things, and I love their beer. So that's good news. Apparently, there's lots of that there, which is good.
I think they just announced their dates.
July 20, man, is the date I'm playing.
Oh, so you're allowed to give me some dates.
July 20. That's the only local one, I think.
Okay, sweet.
You write that down, man. You better show up, too.
I'm getting tickets tonight.
You better. They're selling out, too.
Tickets tonight. I know. It's hard to get tickets to those things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the capacity is there.
I don't know.
2,000 maybe? Something like that?
Let me know if you got it.
Like parking lot party.
I'm playing the show, so hopefully I can pull some strings. Kick my fiance out. You and Carl, you and the beard can come.
Carl's not a country music fan.
I want to get into it. I got a list here of a couple guys now.
Ooh, this is great. Carl wants to get into country music. Give him one JoJo Mason song to start with.
To start with?
Yeah.
Shit. Oh. You give him one JoJo Mason song to start with.
Well, literally, okay.
Oh, snap.
It's all good. Does not have the viewership on Spotify. Probably, maybe because Spotify was like not as...
That's right. 4 years ago, man, Spotify was
even a thing.
Completely different. Yep.
Yeah.
Very different.
The Future has the most views. I was checking you out today. It's All Good is
So those
a
two?
fucking jam, especially in the summer, sunny day, patio party. It's All Good.
You know what,
You're
man?
gonna love that song. Fuck right. You know what? I'm playing it right now.
Play it. Well, here's the you play it and you see the beginning stages of JoJo Mason, and then you play Future next to it, and you get to see the kind of the progression from what it's kind of progressed to. Right.
That's cool.
Oh boy. There it goes.
It's so good, man. Can you imagine sitting on the beach right now
It's so chill. Yeah.
with a cold beer?
Hey, while you guys do this, can I go pee?
Yeah, go
Real
for
quick.
it.
Be right back.
Upstairs, first door on the left. Apparently, we're taking a quick little commercial break here.
Play the Future song.
Okay. But today you got to hear the chorus though. Here's the chorus. It feels good. Do it again. Put another long work week in the books. So babe, it's all good. It's much better when you listen to this without me singing in the background. JoJo's a little bit better of a vocalist than I am. Future? This is Future.
So this is one of his newer songs?
Yeah, this has 1.35 million views.
Bump it on Spotify?
Yeah.
Feel like me, sit around wondering where you'll be in 5, 10, 15 years.
There's a big difference.
Think you got love figured out, next day you know you'll turn around and wind up shifting gears.
What do you think?
Pretty good, pretty catchy.
Like an answered prayer. I knew right then it was crystal clear. The way that she moved, I could dance to that groove for the rest of my life.
It's good, right?
Morning to night, I'm a man on a mission. She's the definition of love at first sight. Got it.
So who are your top 3 country musicians?
JoJo Mason.
Yeah, number 1.
Honestly, I think JoJo is on the verge of something big. I think, honestly, without him here, he's not going to hear this. I just think his sound is very unique. And like the songs that he's sung, I just think he lacks exposure. I think his stuff is as good or better than a lot of the big people in the States. It's just small town Canadian kid.
Right, it's always hard to get out of this.
Like
Yeah.
the sound is legit. It's really, really good. Top people for me goes through waves. Luke Combs and Kane Brown are at the top right now. Always a big Eric Church fan. Probably in the last 5 years, if I were to summarize the last 5 years, Florida Georgia Line
Really, eh?
was up there. Yeah. Seen them live.
Where did you see them?
Rogers.
Rogers. Okay.
At that concert
Right,
JoJo was
because
talking about. So good.
And Chris Lane?
Chris Lane is new. Chris
So
Lane
you
is
had
young.
no idea who he was.
I didn't know who he was at the time, and that concert was maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. And now he just blew up?
Yeah, Losing Sleep, Chris Lane. Huh?
Losing sleep.
Chris Young. Oh, that's right. There's a lot of Chris's. I know he's a good.
Chris Young, man, honestly, one of the best voices in music. Period.
I know he's good.
God, the things he can do, like the agility stuff that he can do with his voice, his little runs that he can do, is just jealous.
Carl, what'd you think of It's All Good?
Fire.
What'd you think of Future?
Good. It's good stuff. There is a big difference, like you said. There's a
Massive,
huge change. Yeah.
For me, I like to look at it as growth. You know, you can't keep doing the same thing.
But that shit is good.
But it's good.
It's 4 years old or whatever number it is.
Yeah, baby.
Still, it's a summer jam.
Appreciate it.
Crushes it.
I appreciate that.
Anything
man.
else you can tell us about 2019? Or is that all? That it?
We got the EP coming out this year. 5 new songs on it. One of them you will hear if you come to the Red Truck series.
Yeah.
Hey. And it'll be out May 21 too, so you'll be here then too.
Who else is playing at Red Truck with you? Do you know?
Devin Dawson.
Okay.
you know who Devin Dawson is? Devin's playing the Matinee. The Matinee are playing. They're not country. They're more like alternative or folk. But I know some of the guys. I played some shows with some of the guys. Awesome.
Right.
Such a good time. So talented. Awesome. So that's going to be a sick show. What else can I tell you about 2019? I think that's it, man. We got new music coming out. We got shows all over the damn place, and follow my social media to stay up to date, man. Constantly updating.
What's your social?
JoJo Mason Music. That's it, baby.
Beauty. What's the big JoJo Mason dream? I want to hear this. This is crazy shit. Like you want to win Grammys. Like what? Let's hear this shit.
I want to take over the world. I want to take over the world. I don't want to just be, a couple of hits in Canada or a couple of songs in Canada, and then that's kind of it. And then, I want to be able to. Okay, here's a better way to put it. Okay, I want to be able to pay my bills from music for the rest of my life. Now, whatever that looks like. Is just kind of is what it is for me. I want to take over, man. I want to do all kinds of different things. I want to collaborate with so many different kinds of people, and that's what I love about country music is that it's so accepting and so willing to try new things. What I found incredible was when Tim McGraw and Nelly did a song.
Yeah.
And then Nelly and Florida Georgia Line did a song. And there was that crossover. And that was what kind of pioneered the whole country music except rap music. Now they accept pop music. There's country pop now. There's bro country. There's rap country. There's rock country. There's every kind of country music subgenre you could think of. But there's something for everybody. And so for me, I want to do it all, man. I want to try a slow ballad song. I want to try a rock song, more heavy guitars. I want to try that. I want to add some rap in my music. Mostly because I do No Diggity on stage. So if y'all come to the show, y'all come hang out, y'all see that. But I want to be what I want to do. My main goal is to bridge the gap between soul music and country music. I want to do country soul music. That's my thing. And I feel like that would be kind of a lane that I kind of fit in, or am at least starting to go towards. I want to take over, man. I got things to do. I got people to give music to or something. I don't know. I just want to do this for the rest of my life, man. I feel so lucky that I get to do this. And had a chat with the wife the other day. It was like, I'm doing fine.
How much fun are you having?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
It varies. Just like any job though. Right?
Yeah.
There's so much good that comes with so much learning and so many different obstacles. Not even obstacles, just so many different opportunities and situations that get put in your path in this business. And I've seen it from the craziest shit that you hear on the TVs and documentaries and stuff. It's all true, man. It's all real. A lot of it is real. However, they get to be, maybe they trusted the wrong person or they did the wrong thing at the wrong time or something like that. But the horror stories are real. They're very, very real. I haven't personally experienced any of the horror stories yet. Knock on wood, of course. But man, if I could just do music for the rest of my life, I would love that. Whatever that may be, whatever that may look like. I love this industry. I found something that I'm good at. I found something that I'm passionate about, and how much fun am I having? It varies, just like anything else in life, man. It varies. How much fun do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs are having when they're going home after the loss to Boston tonight?
All I know is that when I go to country music festivals, like I will be at next week at Stagecoach,
yeah,
I fucking love my life.
Yeah,
they're so much fun.
100%, man.
They're better than other genres, and I'm extremely biased, and I'm okay admitting that.
Yeah,
but they're better.
I think the shows and the production too help a lot now too.
Totally.
There's such a cross.
The people, usually, the people at country festivals, they're
best,
drunk.
man.
They're hammered.
But they're the best.
But they're nice people.
Nobody is there to have a bad time.
Totally.
And that's what I love about country music is any room you walk into, nobody's in there to have a bad time. Everybody's in there to again, like I told you, man, from what I told you from the beginning, everybody's in there out there for each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking out for each other. And that's one of the things I love about country music, especially in Canada, is that everybody just loves everybody and everybody supports everybody. And as competitive as it is, you know, we're still holding each other up, you know? So country music, man. Okay, let me answer that question. How much fun am I having? I would say, man, a consistent 9. There's some days where it's like a 1, but those are my own mental days, right? Those are my everybody got the up and down. Everybody goes through it.
Totally.
So those are the days when I'm not having a lot of fun. But the minute I wake up in the morning, man, my days are great. I get to work on my craft. I get to better something that better the thing that I've found that that I love and I'm passionate about. You know, get to better myself. I get to better my craft for a living, man. That's dope.
If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
That's the thing, man. If it was easy, if there was a formula, if there was a guideline, everybody would do it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do your own thing and believe in your own thing.
I'm a big fan, man.
Thanks,
I'm looking
bro.
forward to seeing what's next. Looking forward to hearing this new single that's mysteriously coming out in May, sometime in May. Check it out. JoJo Mason on Instagram. I'll be there on July 20th,
My man. You let me know when you come down.
I'm excited.
Yeah, dude.
Red Truck. Hit up Red Truck. What is it called? Concert series?
Yeah, the Red Truck concert series.
July 20th.
July 20, baby.
Beauty.
Come on.
Thanks for coming on the show,
Thanks,
man. It's great to catch up.
Dude.
Good to see you.
So good.
Good night, guys. Thanks for listening.